Welcome to Live Overflow. This is a video about the protostar stack1 level. Even though that's a very easy and basic level, this is not a basic tagged video, which means I won't explain a lot of the underlying concepts, and we won't talk about the sampler or the stack layout and variables and stuff like this. We will just like kind of solve it, go along, and I will like mention the tools and methods that I use and what I'm thinking while reading it. So I think it's more interesting to people who already know how a basic buffer overflow works, but want to learn more about how another person is looking and solving those kind of levels. So let me have a look at the source code. We again have a modified variable and a buffer that is 64 bytes big, and we expect an argument. We expect an argument, and we set modify to 0. We then copy our argument into buffer, and obviously this is like the vulnerable part here because the buffer is only 64 wide, but we can pass a huge string into it. We then afterwards check if modified has a certain value. Obviously, if you're coming from something like JavaScript or Python, you think, what? How can like copying a string modify this variable? It doesn't make any sense, that it's impossible. But obviously we are handling C here. So that's our goal. Let's SSH into the box. I like to switch to a different shell because it looks nicer. Bin. Let's quickly execute it one time. Let's see, it says please specify the argument, and if you specify an argument, it says try again, you got 0. Okay, so now we need to modify AA. So what I like to do is to have a more dynamic and easy way to create certain arguments. Those arguments, I like to use a dollar expression, so I can then write a command in there, and that the result from this command is then interpreted as a string. So I can now call Python with a little script like print AAA, for example, with this dollar expression, and what it will do is it will evaluate this expression. It will run the command in here, which will then output AAA, and that output is then here replaces this part here, and then is equivalent to this part. So we know that the buffer is 64 wide, so we can use this to like carefully approach this buffer, the size of the buffer. What we can do is just like let's put in 64 characters. This didn't change anything, and then we can put in some more characters, and let's see if something happens. And yeah, we have modified our variable. As you can see, it says here 33, 32, 31, 30. If you look at this, it's kind of the other way around, right? Because if you look at Python, if we look with Python up those values, for example, what is 33? We see that 33 is a 3. So then we have a 3, 2, 1, 0. And but we put in 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is why they mentioned that protostar is little endian, because it means that this value that we have that we input is placed in memory the other way around. So what we definitely want to do is not have ABCD, because obviously that will be the other way around. That's the wrong way around. We need to do DCBA, and then we have modified the variable correctly. So this is stack 1 solved. We should take notes, save this, and continue with the next level.